you go to Wi-Fi? Okay.
Hello, beautiful warriors. Happy Sunday. Yes, we are trying to make the best. How do people do lives and you've got two people centered in your life? I don't know how you do it, but the genius out there, please let me know. And can someone please let me know if you can hear us okay? Hi, I love, you see, I can't remember people's name now because I keep seeing your IG name. Hi, Candace. Hi, Coco. Hi, Colleen. Hi, Den. Thanks for joining. Happy Sunday. How are you? Can you hear me okay? Can you let me know if you can hear me okay? Oh, you can.
We can hear.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Hey, Janelle. How are you, girl? Listen, there is something weird going on with my phone. There's a little green box that's coming up for it. Don't know what's going on, but we know what. We're just gonna run with it. I think we should push this back a little bit.
A little bit.
Yes. So setup takes at least, I would say. There we go. I think that's better. Hashtag iPhone. Oh. Whatever, logo, whatever. Don't come for me today. Out there with your iPhone canvassing. It is March the 2nd, beautiful warriors. I myself can't believe that it's already March. Like, we're here. It's crazy. I've been wanting to do a live with Nechelle. You guys have heard me talk about Nechelle in my other lives and sessions. She's been the financial strategist, helping me with the success plan and making sure we set up for profit. And I'm not just out there playing. Even today, we're going live with our 50% off, and we've had a full telephone call strategy. She's like, are you sure it should be $25? I think it should be $30. Let's talk about it. Let's look at the numbers. Let's look at the percentages.
That's what I'm supposed to do.
Which is what she's supposed to do, which,
yes.
I like that. Oh, Colleen, right, it's March 3rd. See, it's March 3rd. I don't even know what date it is anymore, but it's March 3rd. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, welcome to March. Thank you for joining us. Today's live is about reviewing the past month. I would say the past 2 months. I've seen some quotes going around. People are like, Jen and Feb, it was just... A blur. It was not just a blur. People were like, that was the practice run.
Yes.
I'm ready now to start planning my life for March. And and the number one thing I want to tell you, beautiful warriors, is that if you just started planning, it's not too late. Like, you're not behind. And I think that's something that I've been saying a lot, is that you're not behind. There's nothing wrong with you if you haven't really, like, quote unquote, smashed those goals. Everything in due time. And that's what we're here to tell you. So we're going to give you a sneak peek into our planners as well. If you haven't gotten a success planner, there is a chance for you to get one. We'll be putting the link in bio for you to get a 50% off for the entire month of March. Most importantly, we'll share with you some of our tips, our tricks, our strategies. But most importantly, how you can set yourself up for success. Success is 80% mindset and it's 20% action. That's it. That's why we dive into the science of setting yourself with the different habits. What are some of the thoughts that you have around success, or how you're setting yourself up for success in your day-to-day? And we'll take you through our success planners. Actually, I'm not even going to take you through my success planner. I am going to take you through... is it moving?
No, just move it a little bit.
There you go. Me off. Yeah, that's better. I think we need to go up this way.
There we go.
We have both of us. So
great.
To show you, we'll take you through Nechelle's success planner, because Nechelle did such a fantastic job setting hers up. I'm actually jealous. But tell me, how has the past 2 months been? Drop an emoji, an emoticon. Where are you calling from? It's hella cold and frosty in Toronto. Let me know. How has your month been? If you have a success planner, have you used it? What's your current your mood for March? And what is that one big thing that you'd like to accomplish for this month? And where are you joining us from, beautiful warriors? Are you, again, like I said, are you in Toronto? Are you somewhere warm? If you're somewhere warm, don't tell me. I don't want to hear it. But still, not Not trying to hate, but sending you some love wherever you may be. And yeah, how was your first 2 months? How would you describe your first 2 months, Nechelle?
For me, I think the last 2 months were really busy, but it feels almost like a blur, but it was productive at the same time.
That's good.
I think I started January off really strong, and then February came, and you know what happens about mid-February. Not that I uncommitted to my goals, but you know, there's just some shifts that end up happening, and you just dive deep into what you're doing, and you're just like, okay, well, where am I? And it's the end of the month, and you're like, what happened? So I think that those are just definitely ebbs and flows that everybody goes through.
I think so.
Every single year, especially within the first quarter. But it's important for all of us just to keep pushing, and that's why I really love the Success Planner. The Success Planner is definitely helping me just to see patterns and habits and behaviors, and to see where I need to make certain shifts and certain adjustments to keep going forward.
And I'm so happy you mentioned that, because I think we put so much pressure on ourselves to do things perfectly. And for those of you who haven't taken my or your inner gremlin persona, for a lot of us, I think, struggle with the perfectionism one, because we think that, well, it needs to be perfect or else it doesn't get done. But same thing for me. February was, I got things done, but there are parts of my planner that's actually still a little bit empty. Yeah. Because I've been traveling a lot, there's been a lot going on, but I still got things done. So I heard Edmonton, Alberta, really cold. Edmonton again. We've got people from Toronto, St. Lucia and Trinidad. Yes, Janelle. You didn't have to put the lovely weather.
Yes.
We get it.
We get it.
I would be seeing all the photos with, you know, Trinity Carnival going on right now. All of y'all having fun? Yes.
Jumping up and down.
Jumping up and down, having fun in the sun.
Yes.
We get it. But thank you. Thank you for letting us know that the weather is lovely. King Janelle said, I came across the Success Plan on Crystal Thomas's page and ordered mine about a week ago. Oh, amazing. That is fantastic. Yes, you will love it. Like I said, we're going to dive in a little bit deep. Thank you guys for sharing where you're from, what your hashtag, your emoji is like. And I think it's time for us to show just a little bit of our planet. So that means you won't be seeing us. We're actually in one of the things that, in terms of setting up yourself for a review, a life review, we always try to go somewhere beautiful, somewhere with beautiful designs, beautiful decor. And we are actually at one of my favorite spots here in Toronto called Hotel X. It's close by the water. The decor here is just stunning. It's important for you to set yourself up for success in a space that inspires you, because remember, every single experience you have, at the end of it, there's an emotional blueprint at the end of it, meaning that your body, your mind, you absorb the energy and also the mood of the space you're in. So when you set your goals and intention in a space that inspires you and it ignites your brain, ignites all your five senses, that particular intention is more likely to stick. Yeah. All right, beautiful warriors, and that's why we're sharing with you all those tips and tricks, because we don't want you to work hard.
No.
For 2019, I want you to work smart. I want you to leverage the power, your superpower of your mind, the superpower of your emotions, so that you can set yourself up for success. So you can understand and recognize your patterns and your habits, so that you can understand where they're coming from. And then you can interrupt them, and you can choose the pattern, the habits, the decisions, the actions that will set you up for success. So are you ready to dive in? So I am going to show you. We're going to take you through Nechelle's plan. I'll show you mine too, but mine is y'all have been inspiring me. Actually, this morning I reposted a photo from Adila. Adila is another Success Planner warrior, and she was using her Thrive Wellness Center page amazingly well.
Yeah, she did well.
I was just like, oh, I'm going to try that. So for those of you who have a planner, please share. I want to see what you're doing, because you're inspiring me to do better. So please share. Okay, so I'm going to flip this around.
Yeah, just double tap. There we go.
This is our view right here, and we are going to take you through. We both got yellow. This wasn't pre-planned, but we're both team yellow. So we are going to go through Nechelle's Success Planner.
So yes, I've been bedazzled mine, and some of my stuff have been coming off. But anyway,
This is mine. Don't judge. Don't judge.
So I really took the time to kind of really personalize my planner the way I saw fit. So as I told Carlin, I'm like, Carlin, this is like my mini scrapbook too. So I bedazzled mine with different words. Words are really powerful for me. So it's about dreaming big. It's about making sure that my life is an adventure. And one of the great things that I love about the planner is the coloring.
But I really love how you did that. And Beautiful Warriors, for those of you in your perfectionism mode, again, I'm going to keep mine open next to Nechelle so you can see the difference. Okay, so this is mine. Okay, this is Nechelle's. But I am inspired by her. I love how she just personalized it and she made it hers, right? Yes, Janelle, agreed. Janelle said she loves how you customize your planner.
Thank you.
Yes.
So going in again, I bedazzle, put my name in here. I also have here, just more words, more things to remind me of things.
Okay, what did I do with mine? Oops, okay, yeah, nothing much on this page. Okay, keep it moving.
These pages are pretty blank.
Same thing with mine. Somebody also sent me this as well. One of the quotes that really resonated with him, he said this morning, was that I believe in you because I believe in me. And that's why I'm so adamant in helping you, Beautiful Warriors. So even in the introduction area, revisit it, read it. We've actually put some really amazing messages and research around why the planner was created and how it's created. So feel free to underline and to take a look at some of the productivity tips as well in the beginning. Okay, so we are going to, I still haven't written my theme word for the year, actually.
All right, so this is mine. So this was mine. I'm really about want to enjoy my life this year. That's very purposeful for me. And I got my little wine glass too. And for me this year, my word was sufficiency, and I kind of mini journaled as to why I chose this particular word for me. And that's really what's driving me to remind me every single day that I have everything that I need to be successful, no matter what.
Yes.
All right, so moving over to...
I haven't written mine. Mine is on there.
I
did a little bit of work on mine. And maybe I shouldn't have showed you mine yet. Okay, but this is my vision wall. For those of you in your I'm still working on mine. It's a work in progress. It's March. I have, 9 months?
Got
10.
Yeah, a little bit less than 10.
A little bit less than 10 months for me to set myself up for success, right? But go ahead, Nechelle.
Yeah, so I'm a writer, so I didn't have enough space on the page here. So I just basically did sticky notes, stuck it on, wrote what I need to do.
Good idea.
And I also come back to this very often. I read it, especially when there are days when it's just like I'm feeling like, I come back and I look at it.
Somebody said that your planner is next level.
Oh, I thank you.
just wanted to put that out there. I agree, because she's my inspiration. Go on.
Right, so I come back to this very often, and just some words that really sit well with me, and just to remind me to keep going.
And I love the sticky note idea, because as life, as you accomplish certain goals and you move throughout the year, you can also add another sticky note to make it more relevant to you and what matters to you. I haven't put my sticky notes, it's not on here, but what I did as well is I just have some words that really matter to me, and that really ignites my inner warrior spirit. I especially love this: kind heart, fierce mind, brave spirit. I will not let the ugliness of the world and what people do to me or don't do to me or say to me to affect my heart.
Yeah.
At my heart, at my core, I'm kind, I'm a loving person. I want to maintain that. My mind is fierce. I'm always going to be activating my inner warrior superhero, my mindset, and also a brave spirit to go after what I want. Colleen said that she loved that the wine glass that you have is as a reminder to always chill with one at the end of a stressful day. Success. Yes. So Beautiful Warrior, that's a tip that you can also take as well. And this is why I want you to share your success principles with us, because then we can learn from each other. Even this is a best practice that I'm going to put for myself as well. But I kind of have to almost introduce your vision wall. I feel like I cannot just show your vision wall. So this is my vision wall that I've started. Faith is important to me. Love. We rise by lifting others, which is my theme, my life theme, especially during Women's History Month. And then there's Nechelle's vision wall.
Okay, so I went all in for my vision board to put in here. I basically created this in Canva. If you don't know about Canva, you need to. created a template and basically put in everything that I needed. So I followed through with the areas that we're tracking within the planner. There's health and wellness, professional, financial abundance, my personal, friends and family, and spiritual. So again, I lettered this with a lot of words. Words are important for me. And one tip that I learned from a good friend of mine, she told me to make sure that I have my actual picture in the center. So that is me.
I love that.
And
you should always be on your vision board, the future you, the woman that you are creating, who will achieve every single thing that you have put on there. She's at the center of it. So I love that you did that.
So I put that myself in there. And again, I just bedazzled it because I'm extra.
We are here for Team Too Much.
Yes. And just a reminder every day, just to I make it so, and I believe in what is possible. And one of the things that I've started doing, and if you follow the holistic psychologist, I really love her page, and she does something called future journaling.
Yeah.
What I've started doing in the morning is doing visualization. So looking at my board every day, I take a certain area of my board and I look at it, and I also journal about what myself is in that position.
Yes.
In the future, and seeing what that looks like. And if I don't have time to write, I sometimes just do voice notes.
Yes.
And I record myself speaking it out, talking it out.
And just looking at your plan of beautiful words, looking at the word, whether it's just a word of the day or whether it's your vision wall, is enough to activate what we call the RAS, the reticular activating system of the brain, which is kind of like a compass. It's like that part of the brain that helps you to zero in on what matters to you the most. So that's why it's important for a huge part of visualization is having the right words and photos that are tied to your values in a place where you can have easy access to it.
All right,
Amy King said, wow. And again, your bold goals for the year, which is the annual one, you break it down every quarter. I still haven't. I have mine written in another planner. I haven't. But what I've done with mine, again, words. Words are so important because I can activate my inner warrior by just looking at some of the words that I have on my planner as well. So this also really helps me to get into the mode in terms of my goals for the month or for the quarter.
Yes. So I love this page, the travel page. I've started putting in some things that I want to do. And also with my letter to myself. That's another thing, my future self. This is also something that I come back to very often as well, just to remind myself of, what I'm working towards, and just to keep that momentum going for myself.
Yes.
So,
have you been coloring? So for those of you who haven't started using your... So I've actually started putting dates on where I intentionally do some of the self-care practices as well. So that's something you can follow. And just remember to, again, your food for thought provided by Seren and by Jesse with the moon guidance, so that you can flow with the moon and not work against what the universe is sending your way. So let's go in terms of our review. So Nechelle, walk us through your process when you do your review.
Let's see. I haven't done actually, I did the one for Feb. For Feb. What am I talking about? Hold on here.
For me, for February, surprisingly, I did not. I did have myself set up for Feb in terms of my manifestation center and investing in myself, actually how I will celebrate, and what do I give myself permission to do. So because I knew February was so crazy with traveling, again, giving yourself, being aware of some of your patterns and some of the things that might trip you up, beautiful words, it's important. So writing that commitment. So this was my commitment for February. My commitment was for me to dream bigger, ask for more, and do less, because I find that I do operate from the hustle mentality, from always I equate doing or taking action as the only tool for me to reach my goals. But sometimes just sitting and looking at my vision board or looking at a movie or a possibility model who inspires me, it means that I'm taking steps towards my goals. So that's another thing I want you to also define, beautiful warriors, to think about how you define action and movement and taking steps towards your goal. It doesn't have to be that hustle mentality. You can be lying in bed looking at your planner or visualizing or daydreaming about what's next. But the key is to consistently do that in whatever form that it may come up in.
So for the monthly check-in,
yes, and that is what we do.
Yeah, so my process is just going through, I go back and I look at what's happened over the past month. Like, me too, I had some areas in February where it was blank.
Yeah.
And one of the things a tip I got from Carl, and I really hope that you guys do that too, don't feel bad when you have the blank pieces. What you can simply do is just go back in and start writing affirmations.
Yes.
So
that has actually been one of my favorite things to do. Oh, wait. For Feb, yes. Like in San Fran, I had days where I was just booked into different sessions, and this is what I did, as Nechelle mentioned. I've been doing, I call it affirmation reframing. Mm-hmm. Like just really mastering and wiring my brain for success.
Yeah.
Yes.
And one of the things that I also do for me, I talk about money, that's what I do.
Yes.
One of the things that I've incorporated in the planner is weekly spending notes. So again, just another sticky for myself to be accountable. Mm-hmm. Just looking at, okay, what do I have to spend for the week, or what am I spending on? So when I go back and I do my weekly money day, I can reconcile, okay, well, is this actually what I did, or did I miss transactions along the way? So that definitely helps me to stay on track with what I'm doing.
And your weekly money date, beautiful warriors, you can set it up under your action plan in your success planner. So under financial, usually that's what I do. I set up weekly money days depending on what I need to focus on. So even during the week, it's a great idea for you to also track that this way as well. And Nechelle, let's talk about the what went right this week formula, which I started.
Yes. So I started following that. I wasn't as strong in February as I was in January, but what I started doing just at the bottom of the end of each week was writing down what went right. So WWRTW. And the key around that is really focusing on looking for what went well, no matter what it is, because I think we're masters at finding the no all the time.
Because your brain is wired to do that, right?
So I think it's important that we actually go and hunt for what are some things that went well. So what I started doing was just writing down the things that were really well for me in each week at the bottom. And at the end of the month, what I did was I tallied everything up here, right? So I could see, wow, I had 24 things that went right. So I know. And
I love that. Yeah.
So when the end of the year comes, I can't say I don't know what are things that were successful or whatever. Even if small things, like they count, like you said.
And I love how Nechelle, beautiful warrior, and for those of you who are on my list and you have a success planner, you would have gotten the What Went Right This Week worksheet or the workbook. It was part of our review and life review and planning goal setting workbook for 2019. And one of the exercises in there is that what do you want more of? What went right in 2018 that you want more of in 2019. But what I love about what Nechelle did was that she took this and she broke it down using the chunking process. She's like, every week, every day, I'm just going to make a note of what went right this week or what went right today. Mm-hmm. And by doing that, you start conditioning your brain to look out for the good in your day.
Yes.
Because of the brain's negativity bias, the default will always be what didn't work. What didn't work? Right? Or what you missed, or what you forgot, or what failed, or what went wrong. Mm-hmm. So with the what went right this week or this month formula, you get to now train your brain to focus on the things that are really working. And then you'll find yourself, beautiful warriors, as challenges come up, you're able to make better decisions. You're able to come up with more strategies for success. You're able to see the possibility in the challenge, and you actually will be able to now connect the dots even faster. So it's such a great way for you to make better and faster decision. Colin is asking, do we do those lives more often? This is great. Yes, Colin, that's the intention. We'll be doing more of those lives, walking you through our planner and letting you know how you can make the most of your life one day at a time. Again, as you can see, it's not about perfection. I have lots of blank spots in my planner. But it's about giving yourself permission to show up and to focus on what matters the most. So for February, again, we're now for our monthly check-in, same thing. So tell us, Nechelle, how did you, why do you use different colors for the different sections in your month-end review for Feb?
Not just because I'm extra, but
we know you're extra, and that's okay.
Right.
Hashtag too much.
Right.
Okay.
But I think, you having different colors and stuff, that definitely, I know you've said that activates your brain differently. And it definitely helps for me just to say, okay, I thought about this, let me think about something else. And when I literally pick up a different color, it helps me to activate that faster. Right? So
yes.
I write that out, and it's like, okay, when I'm going through my review, for me, it is going through what happened in the month and looking at, okay, what did I do well? What are some things I need to continue to work on? And again, I think with me looking for those what went right, it's so much easier coming to it. I'm like, okay, I know what my bright spots were. I know what my accomplishments were. And because of that too, I could see, okay, what am I struggling with? Right. Right? And what are my time wasters? What are some areas that I need to stop or pivot to something else? And then I just focus on that for the next month, day by day. It's not like a one and done thing. It really is a daily walk.
It's a daily walk, and that's it. The success plan. That's why for when some people ask me, should I still get it? We're in March or we're in April or what, and I'm just like,
just get it,
because you can use it in so many different ways.
And the thing is, I really use this success planner. I call my success planner. It's not just my success planner. It's my personal development tracker for me. I'm looking at it as how am I going to make myself better, right? And there's no other planner that I see that really does hone in on that day-to-day stuff that we need to do. It's more task-oriented. And there are tasks that we need to do, but it's how do we check in on ourselves, right?
Right. And that's why, too, throughout the month, if you notice, Beautiful Warriors, you have... just going to show you quickly. Again, I didn't do that well with tracking my habits for this month, but every single month there is something special for you to focus on. Like on the 7th is to do something kind for a stranger, right? Nechelle King Janelle said that personal development tracker. I love it. Write a letter to your 20-year-old self. And again, as you can see for this week, I also used that time for me to write my affirmations as well. And if you're in the VIP Beautiful Warriors group, you will also have access to the Success Kit. There is a weekly success planner with time slots. So if you don't use this here to track your day-to-day, there is an actual more detailed version in the Success Kit that you can print out, Beautiful Warriors, and you can actually use to track your day-to-day. So we are each other's accountability partner for Feb. Yes. So that's what we hear today, and going over our check-in. My biggest, brightest spot, in addition to turning 42, was but really having my success retreat in St. Lucia on Pigeon Island, and some leadership workshops. How I celebrated the Masters in San Diego. Like I said, one of my values is love of learning. So anytime I get an opportunity to invest in myself, I feel so like it's just such a whole body and mind experience for me. I struggled with, I got a little bit pigeonholed. I'm redoing my website. I went into overthinking mode, and I didn't get started on it. And Nechelle and I were still going through it as we sit here at the hotel to finish this up. But another thing that I always say, because I started this throughout February.
Yes.
You don't have to wait until the end of the month, Beautiful Warriors, for you to start doing your review.
Yes.
If something comes up for you and it resonates with you, just jot it down. Just write it. Like for me, I continue following the flow. I did a lot of that last month. What I will start, taking immediate action. I find sometimes my pause button, my delay button, it's a little bit long, which puts me into overthinking. It puts me into the thinking trap zone.
That showed up in mine too.
Showed up for you too.
Yeah, overthinking I had here as well. And scrolling on IG.
Oh, isn't that one we all have?
Right? There's a lot of
scrolling on IG,
pieces.
wasting time on IG.
But what I know for myself when I get into overthinking pieces, it's not that I don't know what to do. It's just like and that's a bit of the perfectionist in me too. It's like I want it to be this way, and I'm not getting to it that way. So I'll sit there and keep mulling over it and thinking, and I'm like, no, it needs to stop.
and soon, Beautiful Warriors, we will be releasing the Beautiful Warrior archetype, so you can know what is my bad habit or my inner gremlin persona, the one that keeps getting in the way of my success.
Yes.
So you can understand her, so that when she shows up, you can have a conversation with her and interrupt those patterns, because it's not about squashing her or yelling at her and pushing her in the back. No, she's part of who you are, and you have to remember that some of the habits that she gave you, she did get you to where you are today. But because you have bigger and bolder dreams, she no longer serves you.
Yeah.
So you have to divorce her. You have to let her know that you're thankful for everything that she has given you, but she needs to go. Because when you treat her unkindly and you yell at her and you tell her, I don't need you, why are you here?
Oh, she gets fierce.
She gets
fierce.
You rile her up.
Girl. Oh.
And you find yourself sabotaging 1,000.
She fights back.
Yeah, she fights back.
Yeah.
And because she knows you better than your future self, because let's face it, we haven't been taught to focus on our future self and to nurture her and to invite her to the table every morning. So what we actually end up doing unconsciously is that every morning we're actually dating our old version of ourselves, our what I call our habitual self, or your gremlin self.
Yes.
So we actually have the whole archetype persona that's coming out soon. Look out for a lot of updates over the next month, 2 months, Beautiful Warriors. That we have so much in store for you. For those of you who have been practicing, especially with the success plan over the years, there'll be even some more opportunities for you to teach those principles to other warriors in your country, in your circle, wherever you are in the world. So just stay tuned for that. So how do you use your For Your Soul page, Nechelle? And Beautiful Warriors, do you have any questions? Please put them below so that we can answer them for you on the live. Don't be shy. For me, as Nechelle flips over, I'm going to show you how I use my For Your Soul page, Beautiful Warrior. If I am listening to a podcast, a TED Talk, or I read this amazing article on how smart people self-sabotage, and I saw some of these patterns in myself, so I quickly jotted it down. One of the exercises for February was to write a letter to your 20-year-old self. So this is my letter to my 20-year-old self. I wrote it in my For Your Soul page. And also for January, for those of you if you're getting your success planner a little bit later in the year, we're actually putting together the themed calendar of activities that you can do for Jan, Feb, March. So I was just doing a little bit of brainstorming over here.
So yeah, for me too, like I know in January, I'm going back to January showing, like I use this for, like if I listen to something too, so I listened to a sermon from Pastor Burdick the other day when I was back in January, and I just, again, sticky notes. I put them in there. I wrote my letter. There was a one for us to write a letter to doubt.
To self-doubt, yes, I remember that. And are you guys enjoying the little nudges of personal and self-introspection that I've included in the 2019 plan? I would love to hear from you, Beautiful Warriors. Please let me know. I have seen the benefit of this work in my life, but I want to hear from you. I want to hear how you're enjoying it. Is it giving you that opportunity for you to pause and be more intentional with your life, with your words, with how you treat yourself and how you show up as a leader at home, at work? Let me know. Send me a note. I'd love to hear from you.
And again, I just write whatever it's affirmations or just like a pick-me-up letter for myself, something to remind myself. Did one again here in February. I also use this piece. I'm having myself a 100-day challenge, and I'm just looking at, okay, what does that look like for me? And again, my sticky notes. What does this look like? I put that in here because every day I need to come back to it and look at it. And I think one of the best things you could ever do for yourself is to establish yourself some type of routine around your planner. So for me, I have established a morning routine for myself. That consists of reading devotionals. I prayer journal. I don't necessarily say it. I write my prayers out. And I also have this time with the planner to go back and look at it, do what I need to do, visualize, journal, whatever it is. That's what I do with my planner every morning. So in previous years, I may not have filled out my planner as much, and quite frankly, it's because I wasn't dedicating the time for it.
You didn't have a routine nailed down.
So it's about the routine, it's about the habits, and I made sure that, okay, this is what I do. This stays on my desk in the morning. If I leave the house with it, I come back home, I put it back on my desk.
On your desk, in the same spot.
In the same spot.
And that's a very important and key habit for you to implement, beautiful warriors. Having a spot for your success planner, because every time you look at the spot, you trigger your brain to go and do that review, or you tell your brain that this is my, some people call it the safe space, some people call it the sacred space, some people call it like my future vision or my manifestation center. Just choose a spot in your house. I've showed some of you my sacred space. I live in a condo. It's 500 square feet. It's small, okay? It's like really small. So, and I have this tiny little space that's maybe what? 4 by 5 maybe, that I have my planner. That's where I do my gratitude. I light an incense in the morning. So as Nechelle mentioned, it's important for you to set up rituals for success so that your brain, you literally use your brain to work on your behalf, and you don't allow it to steer you in the wrong direction, because a brain without a destination, without direction, it wanders, and it's a chaotic brain, lots of anxiety, lots of overwhelm, and it will not work on your behalf. If anything, it will constantly point and show you how everybody else is doing better than you. Action grounds us. Action takes us back to the present. Action takes us back to being more intentional, and action allows us to focus on what matters the most. So I love that you did that, you know, that sticky note you had with all your habits.
Yes.
I really love that, because what that can help you set up for beautiful warriors also is that you can now use that to track in your habit tracker.
Yes. Yeah.
Right?
So for March, I've updated, you know, specifically what are those things.
Yes.
And, what are those habits that I'm looking to do? I mean, they're more detailed in like what I have in my sticky notes, but I've categorized it so I know, okay, this is what I'm doing. Like for instance, with the water, like instead of glasses, like I have a really big like canteen, and I'm just like, okay, I want to do 3 of those a day. So I scratched out the water, the bottle. I said canteen, and that's what I'm going to do, and that's what I'm tracking for. And then one of the other things that I'm doing too, because I know, again, I say this is my personal development.
And can I just pause though? I love how you're making use of all the blank spaces in the success planner. I just love it.
So for me, I know one of the things that I have here is like my continuous learning. I love to learn too. I think me and Carlin are kindred spirits like that. Yeah. But I think one of the things that you can get caught up with is because there's so much coming at you. I think for this month, what I started to narrow down on is, okay, what specifically do you need to learn this month?
Yes.
And just to remember, okay, these are the books that you're going to read. These are the courses or whatever that you're going to listen to, or these are the articles that you need to look for and pay attention to. Because, you know, it's when you have so much, and we love options and we love all these things, but you've got to really narrow down and hold yourself accountable to getting whatever it is that you really need to do done. Yeah. So that's what I'm doing moving forward with March, because I know in February I kind of went off track.
February was like a, I don't know, it was like a...
Kind of
it was an in and out. Yeah, it was a body wavy month. Yeah, definitely.
So I'm just setting up myself for success with writing that down for March. Another thing that I also did, like I said, I always have my weekly spending notes. I've already outlined them for each single month.
And I find that's such a great success saving tip, beautiful warriors. You can just write all your sticky notes on one night, or on, you know, maybe the Sunday you just set it up. It took you what, 20 minutes?
Not even 15. So I think and also what I did, because I'm moving my what went right for this week to sticky notes, because I'm a writer, like I said, and I have it all in here. So and again, I just move these up and down accordingly. I'll fill this out, then I'll move it up, and then I'll go from there.
And again, because so many of you have been asking me, can we get more space to write? I want more space, and we do have other journals that's coming out soon. But again, I love how Nechelle utilizes sticky notes to add to her success planner. And again, if you are in our success kit, just head over to the link. It should be in one of your newsletters. You can download the weekly success planner. There's actually a section for a new skill I'm learning this week. So you can transfer a lot of your overall your goals for the month into the weekly version as well. Now, what's a great thing about having an accountability partner? I say try to select your accountability partner before the month starts. And you can have one per quarter. It's good to change things up and to have people from different industries as well. As you can see, Nechelle has already set up for March. I'm not. But the fact that we are here, that's what we're going to be doing. I will be putting some more. I've started doing some, high-level brain dump. But I am going to now go back and completely, set up my March. And another thing is also your Q1 review, your quarterly life review. I will be doing some videos on this to walk you through it. But basically, right now you can go into, I know we haven't done it yet, but go into each of those areas for January and give yourself a score. Mm-hmm. Where are you on your family and friends?
Yeah.
How were you in January? Did you do a 1? Were you at a 2, a 3? Maybe you were at a 5. Like you nailed it.
Right.
Same thing for your financial health. And each circle represents a month. So we have January, February, and we have March.
Yes.
As well.
And I think what's key too, what you could set yourself up for is back again with the tracking that you do, tie it to when you do your quarterly review and your monthly reviews, like go back to looking what you've been tracking. And I think it's really imperative that you understand what are the habits around what you're trying to move the measure on for each of these areas.
Yes.
Because it looks different for everybody.
Yeah.
Like 1 month you can be really good with family and friends, and then 3 months in a row it's horrible.
Yeah.
By your standards, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's just the ebbs and flows of life. But I think this is why it's so amazing that you have the planner there and you can actually see. Because when you look to go back to your brain to figure out all this stuff, you're not going to find it. No. So it's necessary for you to track it and document it somewhere.
Yeah. We go over, 60, 70,000 thoughts a day. 80% of them are repetitive and they're negative, and they're not necessarily focused on our future self or the life that you're creating. That's why reviewing your vision board, having the time for you to identify what would you like to accomplish, and also, as Nechelle mentioned, focusing on who do I need to be or to become. And if you have the goal set and review kit for 2019, there is a section for you to focus on your goal alignment. Who do I need to be? Who do I need to call when I get off track? Who is the woman I am becoming that will accomplish those goals? Does she wear bright colors? Does she wear her hair a certain way? What does her glasses look like? What does she drink? Does she drink her water in a wine glass? Y'all know me, beautiful warriors. Yes, she does. Mm-hmm. And we take time to celebrate, so we're also celebrating February as well. As you can see, we have our Prosecco that we're going to dive in soon after. But do you have any questions? Anything else, Nechelle, that you'd like to share?
So one of the things I know for me that it's usually a bit of a challenge for me when I'm setting up my month, and I'm trying to scan back to this, is determining what my bold ask is for the month.
Yes, the bold ask.
I stumble on this. I'm like, okay, what would that be? And I have, as you see, I don't have it done yet for this month. But it is a challenge some months for me. And I've also talked about celebrating. I think we all usually think that celebration means something big, and I'm really trying to train my brain to say it could be something small, and what is that, and to actually make the time for it. Yeah. Because I looked back on January, I didn't celebrate per se, and then I know we're celebrating today.
Yes,
but
we're celebrating today.
It's imperative that I understand okay, what does that celebration look like for myself?
Oh, I celebrated with some bubbles. Well, me and bubbles. It's for me to not only repeat the same thing. How did I celebrate? And I think I said for February, the San Diego Masters. I give myself permission to invest in that. March, I haven't selected how I'm going to celebrate for March and what my bold ask. Actually, like I said, I haven't even written mine. I'm doing this today. Mm-hmm. What is my bold ask for the month, and my goal as well for the month? I haven't done any of that just yet. So do you have any questions for us, beautiful warriors? How was that review? Did you enjoy it? Yes, any questions? For the bold ask, I say start with focus on one area that might, your bold ask can be, like Nechelle said, look at what went right in the first 2 months, whether it's in your family, in your finances, was it in your family, your finances, was it in your health and wellness, or in your professional development, your career? What went right? And then what do you need? What do you need support on? And which area do you need support in? And then use that to anchor your bold ask.
Yeah.
And that bold ask might be of yourself. Is it for you to spend more time getting to know the future version of yourself that you're trying to create? Is it for you to clean out your closet so you can dress for the occasion of meeting your future self? Sometimes we think it needs to be this big, I need $100,000 raise, but sometimes it's about saying, I am going to, ask for help so that I can manage the $20 I have in my bank account better, right? Yeah. Sometimes it's that small, but that small step, that small habit is what will lead you to bigger ones as well.
Yeah, I agree. One of the things that I had put down in my whoopsie. What's going on with this thing here?
I know. Let's see if we can just take it off.
There we go.
Yes, there we go.
All right, so one of the things that for me, for going forward in this month is just to make sure that I am actually asking for help, because I'm Miss Independent and I like to make sure I can get everything done. But one of the key things that I know is that it's to be vulnerable enough and brave enough to ask for the help that I need if I'm stuck on something, and not to just figure out everything on my own. That's a big thing.
Yes, yeah. I love that. And for me, is to spend the time for me to know what do I need help with. One of the things Brené Brown said in Dare to Lead is that clear is kind, unclear is unkind. So even with the people I have working with me on the team, as we expand the team, because we have so many amazing things coming for you,